Hi everyone, this is Maddie again with another podcast wherein we'll be discussing more on the OKR side, right? What is OKR, how it is helping the organizations, why so many organizations are implementing OKRs. And to discuss more about it, we have invited today Natalia. She brings on board more than a couple of decades of experience into consulting, into strategies, have been helping organizations implementing OKRs, all leading organizations implementing OKRs, right? So, and she's also the founder of OKR Academy International. Welcome, Natalia.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much, Madhu. And hello, everyone. Yeah, I'm glad to be here. Yeah, and I would like to answer your questions.
Great. So, Natalia, before we begin, right, if you could just give a very basic introduction about you, and then we'll jump on to, discussions on the OKR.
Yeah, my name is Natalia Gulchevskaya, and I was really impressed of OKRs about 8-9 years ago because I am a business coach. I'm PCC ICF. And when I firstly met an OKR system, I was impressed how much it looks like a real coaching for the whole organization. Coaching mindset, coaching questions. And for me, it's a great tool for company to grow, to prosper, and to keep the very healthy culture inside the company.
Absolutely right. Yes. So Natalia, on the same line, right? Definitely, a lot of people, those who are not aware, they like to understand what is OKR in a very simple term, right? That is one. Because a lot of people, what they do is if they get to know about it, they go to internet, they search about it. If they know someone who knows about OKR, they try and learn from them. So we'd like to know from you, in a very simple language, what is OKR and why so many companies are inclined towards implementing it?
First of all, OKRs stands for objectives and key results. Yeah, two parts of the system. But OKR is not just a way of setting goals. It's a system of strategy execution and driving changes. Today, first changing business world organization needs some framework that set ambitious and adaptable goals and align everyone's efforts to achieve those OKRs. Provide the structure. And two main parts of OKR system are, as I said, objectives and key results. And you can think about this like a geometric metaphor. The objective is the target that you want to hit, while the key results are some axes, coordinates, showing your movement towards this target. They help answer the question, how do we know that we reached it?
I think thanks, Natalia. I think this makes sense, right? In a very simple manner for people to understand, right? I think a lot of people, when we discuss with them, right, they talk about while they learn about OKR and they know one of the important aspects of OKR here is to, bring an alignment across the company, right? When they start implementing it, they still find this problem of alignment across the company. So what do you think, why generally, despite of implementing it, they tend to struggle with the alignment, right, in the organizations, and what are the initial level challenges they come across?
Yeah, alignment is very important for each organization, and OKRs provide a very clear framework for this, because in OKRs, everyone aligned by providing a clear process for setting and sharing goals across all levels of the organization. So first of all, we define company level OKRs. And then each team sets their own OKRs that support those larger goals. We can see some examples. For example, in my business games that I developed, I use this game to teach teams how to set up aligned goals. And it's not very easy, but with game, it's become easier. When you can see how, so each team asks themselves how we as a team can boost the company level OKRs, which goals we have to set up and which results, which milestones we have to achieve that the whole company should go ahead. And it's why we align not only with the company level OKRs, but also with each other.
Got it. I think it's a very great point that you've mentioned, right? It's more about encouraging people to align and start thinking in a direction, right? And
Yeah.
it is also more about kind of building a mindset, right? As you rightly mentioned, it's all about building a culture wherein people think, people put in efforts. It is more motivated to think, towards achieving organization's goals. Keeping this aspect in mind, right? So the organizations who are following kind of a different models, right, other than OKRs, when they transition from the existing model or framework to OKRs, what do you think? What are the what challenges they face during these transitions, and what is that they should keep in mind to implement it right?
Yeah, I very often meet these challenges with companies that I support. And really transitioning to OKRs can bring some challenges. The first challenge is about leadership. So it can be a lack of support, of understanding from leadership.
Yeah,
It's really essential for success.
yeah,
Second one, very important to have an internal OKR coach. So this
right.
person that helps keep the focus and discipline needed for performance.
Yeah,
Next, if OKRs are only set from top down as in old systems, and teams are not involved to create their own OKRs, the system doesn't work.
yeah,
Next mistake, if you have too many objectives and key results like 10, 20, and for each team, and it's too much, and you
right.
couldn't reach any of them.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Another challenge, last but not least, is keeping regular check-ins is very important, and engagement. And don't link OKRs directly to performance review or to salary. And those issues, especially check-ins and transparency, can be managed with a special OKR software. For example, one from Worxmate.
Great.
Mhm.
Natalia, I think I mean, I'll just expand this part because the last point that you've mentioned is not linking OKRs with the performance review, right? Which is more about kind of a monetary benefits or, the growth part. Why do you think they should not be doing it? And what is the advantage or disadvantage they may end up having it if they start linking it?
If you link OKR directly with the payment, then teams set up OKRs by themselves. And they start to sandbagging. They start to set up not ambitious goals, but goals they are really sure they can achieve and get their bonuses. Yeah, it's why it's very important. Don't have this direct link, but you have, of course, promote those teams who are really successful in their OKRs indirectly. Yeah, for example, you can give them bonus even if they don't reach their OKRs, but the OKRs was so ambitious and that really drives the whole company.
Right.
You can give a bonus for this team. It's not prohibited, but you couldn't cut the salary of people if they don't reach OKRs.
Right. It will not encourage them to, take bigger goals, right? Or take risk in terms of going extra mile.
Yeah.
Absolutely right. Now, generally, and I've also heard from you, right? And you spoke about collaboration, right? So OKR also pushes for a collaboration, right? So how OKR basically encourages teamwork across the organizations, right? I mean, a lot of companies or organizations, those who likes to implement, they have read about it theoretically, but maybe more curious about how it impacts the teamwork or collaboration and helps organizations achieve the goal.
Yeah, as I said before, we in OKR as a framework helps team to align with a company level goal as well as horizontally between each other. So this alignment between teams is very important. It's really boost collaboration by encouraging open communication, removing barriers between departments. Very often when in company level OKR, we have some OKR that needs some cross-functional collaboration. It's very often I can meet. After teams set up their own OKRs, they start to see each other's OKRs, and it helps them spot some dependencies and potential conflicts.
Yeah.
And we as consultants often set aside special time for those alignment sessions. I call them vernissage, like an art gallery.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also next thing it's regular check-ins and
Yeah.
OKR reviews. also provide a space for teams to talk about their progress, challenges, changes, dependencies. And this process improves teamwork and helps by solving problems together. And also we can support this process by using special software. And in this case, that Worxmate software is very helpful.
Great. No, I think it's a good point, right? And I mean, if you look at it the same manner, right? I mean, while they, it encourages collaborations, and you constantly referring about, doing consistent check-ins and review, right? Maybe you may want to like little expand on this part because, this could be, the one of the key success factors to implement OKRs, right? Isn't it? So what are your suggestions, for any organizations, those who are implementing OKRs? What are the key factors they need to keep in mind to ensure that they realize the benefits of implementing OKRs?
Maybe I will start from bottom to top. Three key factors. The third key factor, as you mentioned, ongoing discipline and tracking progress. Regular check-ins are crucial, and it can be aided by special software. So software, it's very, very helpful, and it's really one of the success factor. Also for this check-ins and alignment, it's very helpful if you set up only 1, 2, 3 objectives. So high focus. But the most important success factor is leadership involvement. Leaders must be engaged and supportive through all the process, including check-ins. So they also should use this software.
Right. So Natalia, again, a lot of times, I'm sure you and, others, the consultants who generally do it and within the organizations, all OKR champions, they observe that people hesitate to do check-ins consistently if they have not made progress, right? What would be your suggestions to those guys who, if they have not made progress, do they need to do check-ins consistently, or they can skip it, or they need to change the frequency of check-ins?
Not skip. First of all, don't make any punishment for those people. Don't shame them, and separate people from tasks. First of all, usually OKRs, it's not individual game, it's a team game. And if you don't have progress, that all team are involved. And maybe there are some reasons why there are no progress. Maybe they have a lack of resources, and they have to, for example, ask for those resources from other teams, and it can boost also collaboration and cross-functional dependencies. Or maybe just elaborate this problem to the top management, and maybe also ask for resources. Maybe they have to find another way of doing. Because if you continue to do what you have done yesterday, you will get the result you have today. If you want another result, you have to start to change your way of doing. In this way, for example, when my teams meet some problems, we gather some sessions, team coaching sessions, and we use some tools like trees, like design thinking, so we start to find how we can change our implementation, our tasks.
Got it. That makes sense, Natalia, right? So, maybe I think it will be great if you could share some, some of your experiences, right? Like a real life case studies wherein you have mentored, some organizations, and, what sort of journey they have gone through and how it has impacted the business, right? I mean, definitely it takes time to, see the value, but if you can share some of your experiences, it would be great.
Usually people are interested in financial outcomes. And there are a lot of examples of how OKR impact of business, but usually they are not publicly shared. And also usually even some companies implement OKR, they didn't link, we implement OKR, it's why we have those results, because those results are boosted by the teams. So teams do this, not OKRs. OKRs is just a framework. But I can share some examples that were publicly published. For instance, one of our client, it's a regional branch of Tom Taylor, they achieved 189% of EBITDA. This is a
Fantastic.
significant financial milestone, and this was a result of effective OKR alignment across all departments, focusing on this. It's a lagging indicator, but they really align this focus and they achieved this, and they clearly understand that it was the OKR impact.
Any specific points or key factor that you would like to share out of this case study that has helped them in achieving this 189% kind of a result?
As I said, the most key success factor was alignment and cross-functional collaboration, and keeping in mind their main goal, because it was their main goal on this period of time. So they change, of course. You can change OKR every quarter, but for them, for this period of time, it was very important. And when you set up OKRs, of course, those EBITDA was not in their OKRs. As a term. They set up OKRs, for example, the product team set up OKRs how to improve their product. Sales teams, how to improve their sales. And so all departments set up their own OKRs, but each OKRs keeping in mind the mission. Why? For what purpose we are doing this? So the purpose and the shared purpose is the key success factor for achieving those results.
Absolutely right, Natalia, right. I think one of the important gist that what I learned from our podcast is that alignment and collaboration, if these two things are done right across the organizations, you would see great result, right?
Yes,
so thank you so much, Natalia, for
can I add something? Because I gave only financial example, but the benefits of OKRs go beyond financial success. It's also drive innovation, service improvements, adoption of new technologies, enhance employee well-being. So not only financial results, but OKRs can make all your cooperative culture more healthy. And the OKRs you set determine the results you achieve. So you can set up any OKRs and you can get those results.
No, absolutely, I agree. I think these are all some very valuable points, right? Generally, whenever I speak to leaders, right, I also tell them that if your people do not understand, the purpose of the organizations, and if they do not understand how they are contributing towards the purpose of the organizations, there is a huge gap that exists between how people work, what sort of culture they have in the company, and how they are contributing. And they are just doing it just maybe with whatever limited knowledge they have, they are trying to do their best. But if you give them clarity and you help them understand how they can contribute, as you rightly mentioned, improvements in services, the innovation that they can bring into the organizations, or the creativity level that you would see would be a different length. So great, Natalia. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for sharing your views with us. And I'm sure it will be great help to people who would be listening to us.
Thank you. Thank you very much.